The Digitakt. Sorry about the whiskey. The Digitakt is Electron's, I guess you can't really say a flagship drum machine. It is one of their most popular machines they have. I got this because I was searching for something to be the brain for my modular system. And why wouldn't I? Look at, it's got MIDI ports, it's got the inputs and outputs, it's got a headphone jack. It could be a USB interface so you could use it. And it's got overbridge support, which is pretty amazing. Overbridge is pretty fascinating. But I'm just not gelling, not feeling it. I see a lot of folks, they use this and they jam on it. They totally jam on it. This is a cold start, by the way, just so you know. This is my cold start video. It won't be a warm start unless I have a few more of these. Happy Mother's Day, by the way. What am I getting at here? What I'm getting at is Electron Digitakt sucks. I said it. There it is. Hate me. Hate me down below. Go ahead. I don't suck. Digitakt sucks. It's not because of me. I don't have talent and skill, time, energy to invest mentally in this product, which is a very, very powerful. This is a powerful box. It's extremely powerful machine, which is why I bought it. Actually, the biggest reason that got me, I had to have this. When I first bought it, I had to get, when it came home, I had to do this. Listen, this thing is a effing tank. This thing is built solid. The knobs, I love these plastic, rubberized plastic knobs. They're smooth. They're really nice to turn. This keyboard is mechanical. That's, I don't know. It's kind of noisy, but when something has that bite back to it, love it. There's about 1.5 billion reviews on Digitakt that you could watch. I never did one because I did one on the Volca sample because I was going to try that out first, but that wasn't really, not enough to be the brains of the whole system. And plus, I mean, you could basically use it by itself, this Digitakt, not the Volca sample. That's another video if you check it out. I mean, it's basically a subtractive synth. It could do, I think it could do additive synth. It could do some wavetable, a little bit of fake FM synthesis, which is, it sounds pretty cool on this machine. And you could use it like a synthesizer. You could build up your samples and play them like a synthesizer. All the while, you still have tracks for all kinds of drum hits, everything. It's easy to use. I shouldn't say it's easy to use. That's why I think I'm going to sell it, because it's fast to use, to get up and running. I don't know. I can't really explain it. Let me try, and I have some projects left, and I'll try to record what I have on there, and maybe I could show you how I get hung up on it. There's loads of people that just bash. They bash Digitakt because they're not good at it, like the cool ass hipster kids that could just jam on this. They pick it up, they mentally invest in the way Electron designs things, and they totally adopt it. I'm not one of those people that could just adopt this shit. For some reason, I can't think the way Electron wants me to think, and I'm not sure why. Actually, I don't have a clear answer. But I'm going to show you basically when I get started and when I just I just completely stop. Something about it. I don't know what else to say. Something about it just makes me stall. Once I get somewhere, it's like, what do I do now? Here's your candle. You got a candle now. There's your beer. You got a beer. All right. I have to remember what this project, I don't know. I don't think I've touched this project in about a month or so. So I'm going to have to remember what I did. So I'll just run through it and see if I could perform it as best I can. It's kind of a screwed up track. But every track I've ever done on the Digitakt, can I just call it Digitakt instead of Digitakt? I want to call it Digitakt. Whatever. Here we go. One more sip. So I'll call this the last electron jam. That's what it is. Did that just happen? Did I just get an alert while I'm recording? Son of a... That sucked. Now, if you were paying attention and you didn't completely roll your eyes and pass out from sheer boredom, these, you notice these patterns, these two here were totally effed. I mean, none of this is really working. The only thing that's remotely working is these chains right here from 3, 4, 5. And I think I skipped these. I don't think there's anything on here. But from 8 and 9, it totally doesn't work. And to be honest with you, I don't feel like working on it. If I get something there's just something about this device. If I get somewhere, I just get lost after. If I get something that's kind of okay, I don't know what's the next thing to do. I have to run through this settings and fix everything. Okay, I'm bitching, I'm complaining about it. Let me talk about the stuff I do like about it. Like I said, you could be a subtractive synth with this. I like this row of buttons right here. I love this one button per function. And, I can never remember this, but at least it's lit up in orange and it corresponds to your function keys. So function and that, it gets you to a parameter that you could, you could get to rather quickly. What's that? Well, reverb settings. It's cool. See, I forget what all this, that's your compressor. But just get back and now I get straight to a filter. Start messing with my filter, excuse me, sorry. Right on the spot. And function no. I just learned this, realize it. I just learned this recently. If you did a change in a pattern, but you don't want to save it, you're just messing around, function no. See, I've had this for, I think, over a year. I didn't even know that. I like these knobs, how they feel, and I like getting after filters. I get reverb and the amp settings really quick. I love having LFOs. I got tracks right here, internal tracks, 8 of them, all up here. If you access track, I'm on track 2. I could change the sample right on there. These right down here, if I go to track 10, I have all MIDI sequencers right here, not polyphonic, but you could send out about 4 notes per. Which gets cumbersome, but it's still pretty cool. And that brings me to another point. In order to have the Digitakt interact with my modular system, I had to buy a MIDI to CV converter, and I got a good one. This is one of the ones, Poly and Poly 2. And it was great, but it's another $300. So tack that on top of the price of the Digitakt. And now you're kind of up to some money here because, you could get a few modules for that. I don't know. What could you get? You can't replace that, modularly cheaper than the Digitakt. But I went out and I got the Poly 2, and, it's really cool, but it's even more fiddling. It's more settings, and I kind of just want to stay away from, any MIDI to CV. I got rid of an old keyboard. I think it was an Ovation. It didn't really work for me, so I got the Arturia KeyStep Pro. I avoided that the first time because I thought it was too expensive. Well, after having the Novation, I realized why the KeyStep Pro is more expensive. It's a lot more capable. I got that. I'm not saying I know really how to use it, but I could really see how having this is really handy. And even if you don't use it all the time, having like this with, a modular synth is quite handy. These are the tracks up here, right? But these buttons also serve a couple purposes. These are also patterns. So this is the track button. You can access your track right here, just like this. That's where your samples live, right? So if you have a MIDI sequence and you have a bunch of MIDI gear and you're sending out MIDI note data, this is where your MIDI, you got to press the track button. But all of these have a pattern mixed with all your tracks, how your tracks work or whatever you access pattern. So you have 16 patterns. And each pattern, like this is pattern 1, I have 4 pages. You access the pages here. You know, you keep. So each page has 16 steps times 4. So that's, what's that, 34? 30, no, 64. Sorry, I'm not good at math. So each of these 16 patterns could have 64 steps on it. So that's, you know, in theory, that's pretty advanced. I mean, it is advanced. You could make some serious shit with this. Like I said, this is a very powerful device. I still want to sell it though. I like I said, once I get stuck, like how do I can never remember how to get rid of samples I don't want to use in my project. I don't remember this wheel right here, see this cog? This annoys me. Is every time I use it, I have to go on Google. And it's every time that I've used Digitakt that I've had to Google, and I'm not doing anything. I don't want to Google that many times to learn something. And I don't know if it's Electron was forced to design this in such a way that they had to make this way. But like I've heard in a lot of videos and forums, it seems like Electron makes their stuff as unintuitive as possible on purpose. That could just be a perception issue because of the way what they design and how they design it. Or it could be, I also think that I'm just not a groove box kind of guy because I can't get my head in this. I like the, you know, one knob per function, you know, one menu, you quickly switch. I love that, and having limited things. I like that it's something that you can easily intuitively pick up, and then, you know, all the finer things, just, you know, pick it up in time. Oh, I didn't know that I could do that. Oh, you start up your MacBook, you know, pressing the command key and it starts the firmware. Oh, geez, I know a secret now. You know, stuff like that, you know. Apple does great work with interface design. They have advanced features, but when you open up, I wish I had a MacBook. I used to. You open up a MacBook or a Mac, whatever, and all that stuff is out of your way. It's not in your face. There's a way to get to it, and there's these little secrets and tricks that I think that's psychological. They design their UI so you feel like you're part of a club or something. So you want to pick up these little secrets. But it's always been that once I looked it up, used it, figured it out, I didn't forget. Everything on here I forget. I mean, immediately. So I built this. I have no clue how do I fix that? I don't remember. I got to get Google open. I got to try and find the manual. And suffice it to say, this has been sitting and just staring at me. It just looks at me, and I don't use it. So I guess the truth is I'm just not as cool as those cool kids that just totally rock the house on this. They just know every piece of this. They invested in the way they designed this. They figured out how to use it. You know, they know how to clear their samples on a project. I'd have to Google that right now. Honestly, I don't know how to do that. I've probably done it once, but I've already forgotten. I don't feel like digging down and burying that far into it. You know, is because honestly, there's probably something that you could do the same thing, you know. But, you know, $800 new, you could, you know, if you want to invest, you know, I'm talking about just money. Just, I'm not, excuse me, I'm not talking about just invest money. The mental investment, you have to learn to just do it their way. I think I've been ruined by control voltage because when I got this, I was already knee deep in synthesizers, and I was starting to learn control voltage. And I don't know what it is about modular synths. There's still plenty to learn with modular synthesis. I mean, it's not smooth. It's not a joyride all the time. It's not like it's not mashed potatoes and gravy mixed up and you make it into a mashed potatoes and gravy smoothie. You know, it's more like it's lumpy. It's more like potato salad. But I'm fine with that. I don't feel myself getting super frustrated where I just I'm so sick of it I don't want to use it. A lot of times if I'm super frustrated with a patch, I'll just rip the cords out, and I find that completely satisfying. Just rip the patch cables out, start another day. You know what I'm saying? So there's my take on it. Hate me in the comments. I'm just not smart enough like you guys. And I'm probably going to sell this and put this on the chopper block because there's something I already bought to replace it. So that's it, man. Just wanted to rant. Thanks. And peace. Have a good day. Happy Mother's Day.